Hey, John Hickok here. Just kind of hanging out and checking out some of my new gear that I've got here. You guys have been asking me about when I'm going to start doing the Gun Culture Radio podcast again. And as I've said in some of the other vlogs or vlogs that I've done, it's always confusing because we didn't know what they weren't supposed to call it a vlog, like way back in the day when we first started doing these things. Back in I don't know, when did we do the first vlog? Like 2009 maybe, something like that. And had no idea it was called a vlog. So now I don't know which to call it, but I guess I'll start using vlog maybe. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about kind of the situation with the podcast and some things like that. So you may have already heard this, but I have recorded 3 Gun Culture Radio podcasts over the past few months since you guys have seen the last one, and I just have not had time to edit them. It takes a very long time to edit them, and I was having a friend of mine was doing that for me for most of them, because I found out very quickly when I first started adding video with that podcast that I just wasn't going to have time to do that. It just takes way too much time. So a friend of mine was doing it. He got a different job and he wasn't able to do it anymore. So then I was kind of stuck, with these eepisodes, and I didn't have time to edit them. I got started on one of them and just never was able to get it done. I just with comedy and the 2 YouTube channels and of course, having a family and all this kind of stuff. It's just I just don't have time to sit down for hours and hours and hours and edit one podcast. So I thought for a long time, how do I get around this? Do I find somebody else, to pay to edit the shows? And I, looked into that, and it was going to be too expensive. So I finally decided, you know what? I'm just going to start doing it live, basically. Now, as you know, I'm not broadcasting this live right now. But when I say live, I mean like a live to tape kind of situation. Because in the past, what I've had to do is record the audio separate of the video, and each individual camera angle is recording its own individual video, and I'd have to take the audio and sync it all up with that. And then there's these weird breaks that happen in the video, so I have to counter for that, and it just takes an insane amount of time. So what I'm going to be doing now, and I haven't recorded one yet with this new setup because I just got done putting it together. A friend of mine, another comedian, Patrick Devine, you guys may have seen him in some of the comedian shoot machine gun shows or something like that, but he came over the other day and helped me kind of get it all set up. So I got it pretty much squared away to where I can record a podcast live to tape, as they say. So it's not going to be broadcasted live. That's another task for down the road. That's something I want to do also, is be able to start broadcasting the podcast just live directly to YouTube, just like Joe Rogan does on his podcast. But I haven't figured that out yet. But for now, I have this mixer set up to where I can have someone back here editing the show as it's going on. So while we're doing the show, it's being edited while we're talking through the video switcher. We've got this, it's a Roland V1 HD video switcher. It seems really cool so far. And that way, once we're done with the podcast, once we're done talking on camera, then that's basically it. I just put it out. So I'll have a much faster turnaround on those, and I think that's going to be so much better. And I'm really excited about that. But right now, I'm just kind of messing around with it, and I wanted to show you guys something. There'll be other things I meant to talk about. I'll probably remember at some point, but there's something I kind of wanted to show you guys that I've been doing for years, actually. That's kind of fun. So this is a cool thing about this. So I can move this over so you guys can see my computer, and let's see, let me get over here. All right, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, I have my computer up here, and check out this. Appreciate these guys. You guys know who these guys are. SDI, appreciate them, and also appreciate these guys, Federal Premium. So that was kind of cool. That was a lot of fun. It makes that a lot easier. There you go. And there you go. So, all right, I like that. So anyways, I'll show you this thing that that I've been doing for a long time, actually. So what I like to do is, when I have some extra time, I'll go on YouTube. I don't do as much as I used to, but when I have some time, I'll go on YouTube. I'll type in Hickok 45, hit search, and well, for one, it's kind of interesting to see, what videos come up, when you hit search. It looks like it's some of the more recent ones. Not seeing a lot of the old ones, which I don't know. That YouTube changes their algorithms and all that kind of stuff all the time. But the main thing that I like to do, so I hit search Hickok 45, and then I like to go down to filters, and then I'll usually, depending on how long ago it's been since I've done it, I'll do we'll try like a week. Okay, so what this is going to pull up is everything with Hickok 45 like tagged in it or related to it that someone has uploaded in the last week, basically. That's what you're going to see there. And what's interesting about it is that, of course, the first ones are going to be videos that we've actually uploaded. But I like to see if people have posted videos stealing our material or something that's just kind of interesting that somebody has done. Sometimes if I find where someone has been just blatantly stealing our videos, I will actually report that and get that taken down, because we work hard on these things. We don't want people stealing our stuff. That's not fun. But occasionally I'll find something that's actually kind of interesting, and I've already looked through a couple of these, and this is actually a pretty cool video I want to show you guys. Now, normally this is something that I wouldn't like to see, when someone's taking our material without asking us, but this isn't something we would have done. So it's actually kind of cool. Desert Eagle 50 AE. That was a neat gun, except for when I had all those issues with it, which a bunch of people were saying that it was the slide lock. I was hitting it with my thumb, but I don't think that's what it was, because we've had issues with that before on another one. Alright, so there's that. That was kind of cool. Let's scroll down, and then you can see, of course, all the YouTube channels that put our name in the tags. Trying to generate some traffic. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Oh yeah, of course you always have those videos of how much money do they make on YouTube, and those are like never right. But nobody knows but us. Pumpkin carving, of course. Somebody would do a pumpkin carving video and tag Hickok 45 in it. Oh, at least he said, okay, here's a Hickok inspired video. Okay, that's cool. That doesn't bother me. It annoys me sometimes when people will just blatantly, like we've had people in the past blatantly just rip off our pumpkin carving video, and like not even mention anything about us. Like, I don't know, maybe it's petty, but it's hard to come up with very original ideas, and you hate to see when people just steal them from you. You know what? I like this guy, so let's watch this. Put the headphones on so I can hear it too.
Critics don't define our honor. You try to shame us for doing our job.
Sorry, NRA.
Teach children to fear us.
There we go.
We've all seen pumpkins carved with handguns. A man by the name of Hickok 45 made it awfully famous. But I have yet to see anyone do it barn owl style. So I'm going to take...
Please tell us, what is barn owl style?
...round ever made for a rifle, the 30-06. And I'm going to do it in one shot. I'm going to show you how to carve a pumpkin with one bullet from a rifle.
He's going to put tannerite in it? That's my guess. I'm guessing he's already got it cut somehow, and he's going to put tannerite in it. We'll see. I haven't decided what I should look at yet. I've got my laptop here, and then I've got this monitor up here, and then I've got the camera up there. So I'll look over here, because then it kind of looks on the camera like I'm looking just over at the screen. So we'll try that. See how that works. Yep. Tannerite, I think. Right? It's tannerite, wasn't it? Yeah, pretty sure that's Tannerite. Well, I don't know that he carved it, but he definitely blew it up. That was pretty cool. Look at this. Oh man, that's great. Pumpkin chunks flying.
Yeah, Hickok. So you did it the first try. See, that was one shot with a 30-06. No, there was no explosion video. I just had bad cameras, and it couldn't keep up with the speed of the 30-06.
I like this guy.
No, I swear that was all done with one shot from a 30-06. Yep. So, thank you guys so much for coming along. Happy Halloween. I hope to see you guys in the next video. And there's the beautiful wind. Yes.
That was pretty cool, I have to say. I actually enjoyed that. See, that's nice when somebody, you know, they at least like, you know, it's fine if you like. We don't own the idea of shooting holes in a pumpkin like a face, you know. But I do think we were one of the first to do it on the internet, so it's nice if someone does it, they at least give us some credit, you know. That's always kind of nice. It feels good. So thanks. Was it Barn Owl Project? Okay, that was pretty cool. What else we got here? Bunch more people using us for tags. What? New paid game, Hickok 45. No. That's probably dumb. I'm not even going to waste you guys' time with that. Looks like that's about it. You know what? Let's go up here and try a month and see what we get. Alright. Of course, there'll be more of our uploads. Uzi Thompson. There's our pumpkin carving video. Oh man, this is probably like the most stolen video that we have right now. That one of Dad shooting the Uzi off the bicycle. That was so much fun though. Let's see. Some of these videos that come up just don't make any sense. 22 Plinkster. Caught you using us in the tags. You know, I don't mind it when it's like our friends, you know. It doesn't bother me. Well, yep. Don't think I see anything else that's really catching my attention here. But yeah, so that's something that I like to do sometimes. You know, it's just kind of fun. You know, just to see what, you know, just like what people are saying about our videos sometimes, and there'll be some interesting ones. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not. So I don't know. It's just something that's kind of fun. Did you guys hear about? I'm not going to play it because I'll probably get in trouble with copyright or something. But that video right there of the mean tweets with Obama. I was watching that, and somebody texted me. I don't know if you guys saw that video yet, but you know what? We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna play you guys the end of it. Let's see if I can. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! It's an ad. All right, I'm still figuring out how to use all this stuff, so bear with me. All right, I'm gonna mute the ad, and then I don't have it switched on there, so you guys can't see it. And then I'm gonna play you guys the last one on here because I want to see what you think about it if you haven't seen this. Okay. Let's see. All right, it's right in here somewhere. Okay. Unmute it.
Loud, stupid, and over.
This is the second to last one.
Hashtag Sharknado4.
That one was pretty funny, I have to say.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump. At least I will go down as a president.
See, now right there, just when I was starting to think that maybe elections aren't rigged, you know, he goes and says that. So I don't know how to feel about that, you know. It's weird because, you know, the conspiracy theorist in me wants to be like, yep, see, right there, he's telling us, you know, he's telling us that he knows who the president is going to be. There's part of me that wants to think that. And then there's part of me that wants to think that he's just blowing smoke, you know, trying to, I don't know, encourage less people to come out and vote or, you know, something like that. That's the more maybe sensible, I guess, opinion to have about it. But either way, it's a pretty rude thing to do. You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. Obviously, he doesn't like Trump. He has no reason to, and Trump doesn't like him. But, you know, that seems awful petty of a president of the United States to say something like that about the election, because it does make it feel rigged, you know, when he says that. So, all around, I don't like it. But, all that aside, the comedian in me thinks it's pretty funny. So, it was funny. I'll give him that. But, also pretty screwed up at the same time. Alright, so anyways, that's that. You know, I'm going to keep playing with this thing, figuring it out, get better with it, and I'm going to try to do a lot more of the podcast. That's kind of my plan. And some of them, if I don't have a guest or something like that, I may just do something like this. I'll just sit back here, you know, and kind of fiddle with it myself, and that sounded wrong, but you know what I'm saying. This thing up here, switch this around. I don't have the other cameras on, or I would show you the other angles and stuff that I got. But I've got a camera pointed back here. It's a 4-channel mixer. I've got a camera pointed back at me. I've got the computer plugged in, so you guys can see that. I'm still not sure where to look, by the way. Still figuring that part out too. And I've got a camera pointed at the chair that I'm going to be sitting in. I kind of switched that up. I used to sit in that love seat, that leather love seat. That was like my spot, you know. And I switched it up to the chair, like the leather chair, and then the guest spot is now the leather love seat. And I've got the sandbags behind the chair, and I've got the camo netting behind the guest spot. And I'm going to try to put some kind of background in front of all of this so that whenever there's a third guest that sits kind of like in front of where all the monitors and all this stuff is, there's kind of like a cool backdrop. But the thing is, I want to be careful about, you know, part of what I like about the way that I had the podcast originally is it does just feel kind of like your living room and just kind of sitting around and just having a conversation. That was kind of what I was going for. So I don't want to get too crazy with like having cool backdrops and stuff, because it kind of like eliminates that feel of it, which maybe I've already done that with the sandbags. I don't know, but I like it though. I don't know. I want to do something that kind of sets it apart and makes it more fun. I'm going to try to, you know, mix up, you know, the things I have laying around, and you know, have different guns sitting around. You know, it's just things like that. But you know, for the most part, it's just going to be about just, you know, hanging out, having some good conversation, and hopefully uncovering some interesting things. That's kind of my ultimate goal. You know, for a long time, I had no interest in being on video for a very long time. I was fine with, you know, just being behind the scenes. I was fine with, you know, nobody really knowing like what my involvement was in the channel and all this kind of stuff. Just, you know, just being a part of Hickok 45 behind the scenes was fine for me. I didn't need to be in camera. I didn't feel like I would be good at it. And I don't really feel that way, because I still don't really feel that way, is what I meant to say, because, you know, I don't know a ton of things. I'm not like an expert on something. You know, I'm interested in a lot of things, so I have some knowledge about a wide variety of things. And that hasn't really changed, but the thing that kind of changed that made me decide that I wanted to get more involved in being on camera and things like that is partly because, while yes, I don't know expert on anything, I don't know a ton of stuff, but I feel like you know, I can occasionally uncover some things that people haven't thought about, you know, and that's the fun of it for me. Is I like to. It's more like the questions that I can pose that's more interesting to me than the answers I can offer, if that makes any sense. and that's sort of what I like on the podcast is talking about things that I feel like are interesting things that a lot of people don't talk about. Maybe some of the things are, of course, dumb that we talk about, but it's worth it to me to, when you have like a long conversation like that, you can just get deeper into things and uncover things, and I feel like people don't do that anymore. Not to harp on and not beat that dead horse, but everybody's on their phones and all this kind of stuff, which they are, but it's still like the the art of conversation is diminished, and that's part of why podcasts are so popular, I think, is because if you don't have any friends that like to talk about interesting deep things or whatever, or you're too busy or not in a situation where you can really, driving a lot, traveling or something like that, it's a way to kind of at least like stimulate thought, in some ways. And like I said, I don't claim to know a lot, but I do like to think about things, and it's just fun to pontificate, his dad says, use one of his words, about the nature of things, and it's fun. And that's basically all I can think of to say about that. So the podcast, I'm gonna get it. It's coming back. Gonna be doing more of those. And now that I've got this set up, it'll be a lot easier, and I won't have all the editing and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully, be doing some cool things with all this. So, anyways, I've talked too long, and I will see you guys on the next one.